The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found... Alright, I have successfully renamed Scenarios to Scenario 1, which means that this quick save, which was saved on Scenario 1, now thinks we're still on Scenario 1. So I can go ahead and hit resume, and we are going to be able to now continue forth from when we last left off. Let's see what you have to say about that. Quickly now, all the generica relies on the two of you, but no pressure. Alright, so it has occurred to me that if you are not familiar with RPG Maker 1, you're probably confused about the little trick that I just did, so let me try to explain that as best as I can. Alright, so RPG Maker 1 saves on PlayStation 1 memory cards, which do not hold a lot of memory, especially with a game like this with the custom battle system. Obviously, we're only a couple hours into the game, and already we are onto the second half of the game, the second scenario card. Now, thankfully on RPG Maker 1, it comes with a feature that lets you extend games past more than one memory card, which just happened. We are on the second scenario card. I just explained that. Under normal circumstances, whenever you're not playing in test play mode, when you reach the end of a scenario card, the game says, hey, put in the next scenario card, and then it automatically loads the next scenario card. That's really convenient. However, since we are in test play, that feature does not work. Instead, in order to continue the game in test play mode with all your stats and stuff, you have to do that little trick that I just did with changing the name of this next scenario card to the name of the first scenario card. Why it's like that, I'm not entirely sure. My guess is because if you're test playing your game and all of a sudden it tries to load the next scenario card before you're done working on the first scenario card, then you have a bit of a problem. Still, it would have been really nice had there been some sort of way to actually continue your test play without having to do some sort of special trick. Because... By the way, Lantis has informed me that somewhere on these bookshelves there is a bestiary where I can find out information on enemies. So let's go ahead and find that out. Maybe it's this bookshelf. Falling Trees by Tim Burr. Oh, I get it. It's clever. What about this one? Surprise by Omar Gosh! Really? That is some puns going there. What about over here? Shocker by Electricity. Yes. Then I can't reach that. Well, there's supposed to be a bestiary here. Is it this? No. Is it this? No. Is it you? No. Okay, maybe I'm confused. Well, anyway, now these robots are disabled. Looks like they were disabled. I just said that. The reason why they are disabled is because they no longer exist on this memory card. In order for Lantis to have enough memory for the rest of the game, he pretty much removed the robot battles from Scenario 2. They are only on Scenario 1. Which makes me wonder if there's like anything else that was removed from the Scenario 2 in order to save on memory. For example, since we can't reach Scenario 2 without having obtained the boat and also having obtained the hover drive, if we get a game over and lose the boat and hover drive, is it still going to tell us, hey, we need the boat and or hover drive to continue? Let's go ahead and find out. First, I'm going to save just in case, because if it turns out we do need to get the boat and hover drive again, that would be unfortunate. Also, that treasure chest is open. That treasure chest wasn't open before. There is some unfortunateness in my future. Okay, so let me explain something else. It's Lantis told me about something that I had previously missed. That I was about to miss and apparently have missed. Let's see, if we go over here and do this... Oh, it's not even here. Gosh dang it. Alright, guys, I'm going to have to reload my previous save, and it's going to put us back onto the first scenario card. Keep that in mind. Well, as long as I'm going to have to reset the game anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and hold the circle button, and after he moves and does that, I'm going to hold the circle button, and... yoink. Alright, I'm going to reload Scenario 1 and go back to my old save. In case you're wondering, that little trick I just did is only available in test play mode. Also, quick save is only available in test play mode, just so you know. Now then, something that Lantis had told me about, and I apparently forgot to do it before switching to Scenario 2, is if I go here and press up, I can go inside the wall. Apparently this feature is gone on the second scenario card, which is unfortunate, and is also why the treasure chest was open on the second scenario card. Lantis apparently removed that stuff from the second scenario card, just like he removed the robot battle. But anyway, by doing this, we can go ahead and get this here treasure chest, and we find 2 potions and 2 mana powders. Nice. Well, that was weird. I'm kinda wondering how anybody is supposed to figure this out. I mean, there's not any significant clue, unless the fact that there's a chair over in this corner but not in this corner is supposed to be a clue. Now, Lantis did show this in the trailer, him walking into this wall, but when I saw that, I assumed that he was in test play and just holding the circle button, like I just did in that battle. You hold the circle button and you can walk anywhere. But only in test play. But no, apparently that's a legit secret, which is actually pretty cool. I kinda like secrets like that. As long as there's some sort of indication that you can go through a wall. Anyway, now I'm gonna have to go back and rebuy the hover drive and get back onto Scenario 2. By the way, I just remembered, this game does come with a walkthrough. I haven't looked at it, and I don't intend to look at it because generally I don't look at walkthroughs unless I'm lost. But, you know, that little secret in that wall, that treasure chest, probably is mentioned in the walkthrough. Speaking of which, where was the bestiary supposed to be? Oh, hey, this is new. Wonder what this does. What? No, what? Oh, it took away my magic. I was about to use a spell, too. Alright, so here we are back at the end of Scenario 1. I haven't yet got back onto Scenario 2 yet, and I'll tell you why. Let's recap what we know the differences are between Scenario 1 and Scenario 2 so far. So far on Scenario 2, we have found that the robot battles are gone because Lantis removed them to save memory, so he has more space for more battles on Scenario 2. Along with that, the treasure chest in my house is no longer a secret because it has been emptied on Scenario 2, even if I don't open it on Scenario 1. And now I have found another thing that is different between Scenario 1 and Scenario 2. That would be the bookshelves, because as you see, this is different. Robots by Android. Over here, let's see what we have over here. Seabirds by Albatross. And, oh, must be one of Obvious's books. I did not expect her to comment on that one. And we can actually walk behind the bed this time, so let's see what this is. Door by Volcasus. That is awesome. kind of interesting. Oh, and we got another comment. It's just a picture of a troll face meme. Alright, so also this is touch activated instead of check activated. Most importantly, the bestiary that I was looking for is over here. This looks like a bestiary for creatures around the 3 Isles. Read it? No. So, it would have been nice had this been on Scenario 2, instead of replacing it with one of these joke books. So let's go ahead and read it. Well, that's cool. Ooh, wow, that's impressive. Let's see, the goblins in the forest at the Western Island aren't very strong. They only have one magic spell that deals little damage. They are also weak to lightning spells. No, they're not. I tried using lightning on them and it only caused 1 point of damage, which is the same amount of damage that I was causing with my regular attacks, so wasn't really worth using the spell. The mermaids are commonly found in the water surrounding the 3 Isles. They aren't much stronger than goblins besides the fact they can heal. I would like to make note of why they're called goblins. In RPG Maker 1, RPG Maker 1 comes with a sample game, and the main character of the sample game is a goblin named Gobbly. So I guess it's sort of like a pet name at this point. So let's see. Aren't stronger than goblins. They are weak to fire magic. No, they're not. Still causes 1 point of damage. Also, they are known for carrying items on them, so you will have a much better chance of getting an item after beating one. That's good to know, actually. It means I can just go ahead and grind on them when I need to get more money. The defense robots of Fumblestein's lab are set up to protect the doctor while he's working. They are equipped with neurotoxin tanks as well as osmos guns that dissipate all traces of mana from a target. Yeah, that's apparently a thing. They are weak to lightning spells. I tried... What is your definition of weak? Because when I think weak, I would expect it to take more damage than a physical attack. And that is clearly not the case with these weaknesses. The password to disable them is blank. Fumblestein had such a hard time remembering passwords that there isn't one for the robots. He simply needs to just turn them off. Or, you know, we could just switch to Scenario 2 and that turns them off. There isn't a lot on the demons of the Northern Island. What is known is that they have 2 spells, one of which can deal a good bit of damage to a target. They are rumored to be weak to fire spells. Kefkaroth is the ruler of all things evil. He is known to not only be able to shapeshift, but to be able to copy skills of those he shapeshifts to. That would be really cool if that comes into play during the final battle. Speaking of the final battle, I couldn't help but notice that a lot of the enemies in this game, well, not just a lot, but all of them, they all have the same amount of HP, so... Is Kefkaroth going to have more HP? Is it going to just have a higher defense where it takes more hits to chip off his HP? I don't know, we'll find out soon. We're kind of already in the second half of the game. It is... oh boy. Aslo, you made that typo earlier in the game. How does that work? It is Aslo said that he fears the cleansing power of fire. He has incredibly high physical defense. Well, there you go. It is recommended to have a large supply of potions if ever you were to face Kefkaroth. That's okay, I'll be grinding these mermaids outside of the waters and stuff. So that was kind of interesting. Definitely would have been nice to have that in the second scenario, because, you know, kind of useful. By the way, I don't know if Sarah's Knight is watching this. As a reminder, Lantis is working with Sarah's Knight on a big epic game, but Sarah's Knight, if you're watching this, consider this a pretty good indication of how I'll be let's playing Arc Aerith when I get to that game. Alright, loading back Scenario 2, and we're going to get back to where we were however long ago. As a reminder, I renamed Scenario 2 to Scenario 1 so that the quick save would think that we're still on Scenario 1, even though in actuality we're on Scenario 2. Alright, so back to the thing that I said earlier I wanted to find out. So we know that the books are different on Scenario 2, we know that the robots are taken out, and we know that the treasure chest is taken out of Scenario 2 for... the treasure chest isn't taken out for memory reasons, it's taken out for a completely separate reason which I will not explain because it would be way too confusing. Trust me on that one. But since we're on Scenario 2, typically you do not have the cutscenes of the previous scenarios on the current scenario because that would be a waste of memory. So it kind of makes me wonder, if I get a game over, do I lose the SS Drifter and Hover Drive? And if I do, does it even matter? Would I still get the message of, hey, you need the boat in order to go sailing? Or has the message been taken out for the sake of saving memory? Let's find out. I'll go ahead and get a game over on purpose again. There are no goblins. There's another difference between Scenario 1 and Scenario 2. In Scenario 2, there's no goblins. So, I'm gonna go get killed by a mermaid then. Yeah, you know what? That healing spell kinda sucks. It's a good thing I plan on dying on purpose. Also, did I say that I was going to die to the mermaid again? Because I have not died to a mermaid yet. I meant to say what did I mean to say? I don't know. Let's just skip to my... Right, we have reached the game over, so let's go ahead and find out where we begin. Oh, it's trying to bring me back to Scenario 1. I mean, yeah, we're on Scenario 1, but it doesn't know that, and actually, we're in test play, so it doesn't even matter. So... now what? Where am I? Let's just try moving around. I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, so if you get a game over on Scenario 2, you can do nothing. Alright then. So I guess it's a good thing I saved. Let's see here. Is there anything else? It turns out I still actually do have notes, but yep, that's pretty much all I needed to talk about in this episode. Actually, I still have a few notes sitting here that I want to go over, but I'm pretty much done here. We can go over these notes next time. Feel pretty good about the progress I made in this episode. All one episode, and it did not take me 3 episodes to find the hover drive. That's pretty good. I feel good about this episode. Especially since it took me 3 attempts to record it because the previous 2 attempts were super duper confusing. I mean, what? Anyway, we're pretty much done here. This is all one episode, and this one episode is going to be ending... sure. All one episode, I say at the 41-minute mark. Gosh dang, I'm a slow Let's Player.